All right, good evening, everybody, again. If you're a candidate and you're here, would you please raise your hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I've got all of you. I've got all of your names in a makeshift hat, which is a bowl. That's how we're going to do speaking order. I'm going to draw names out of the bowl. You get 2 minutes. Please wrap up in 2 minutes. Kathy's going to time keep. She'll give you a tiny grace period, but if not, as Mark said earlier, apparently we're going to eject you. All right. Our first candidate is Sean Camacho.
What time is it?
I feel like I got this because I'm rep-elected this House district, so it's quite the honor to go first. Let me know when you're ready. All right. Well, I would first like to thank the HT6 leadership team. Every year, this event keeps getting better and better, and it's a direct result to them and their hard work. I know how much effort they put in. Please, yes, take my 2 minutes off for them. Absolutely. I would also like to give a plug because every year I say the same thing because it always ends up being one of the same days. Today is Giving Tuesday. And as we head into the holiday season, as we think about friends and family and other people, be generous, be kind, give, because today is a day where your giving can really multiply. So don't just think about each other, think about those causes that are really important to you. So let me get on to this. So what have I been doing since I've been elected? I want to give you a quick update on legislative priorities. So I have 4 of my 5 bills set. I am excited, I'm ready to go. I am going to be delivering on everything that I campaigned on because it is that important to me. Most important of all is on Tabor. And we are going to be seeing some action on Tabor this session. Because if there is any year in which we need to really address the fundamental issues that are holding us back as a state, is a year in which we are $1 billion in the hole before anybody walks into that building. I mean, what does that mean? That means we are going to be cutting critical programs from healthcare to education to you name it. We are in a cut mode, and frankly, we can do better, and I am going to help us do better. Which leads me to why a lot of new faces are here tonight, and that is there is an SD31 vacancy. And I can tell you, I have campaigned for a year on one thing that I think is most important to this state, and that is addressing Tabor. And that is not a 1-year effort, that is not a 2-year effort, that is a sustained effort to turn this state around and actually provide for our citizens. 30 seconds? So, SD31 will give me an opportunity to have a bigger voice, a bigger microphone, a bigger platform to push that agenda because it is going to take a sustained effort. And I only have a few other seconds, but I want to recognize one other thing. As being representative Black, people reach out to you with issues. And I think one thing that has really stuck with me is members of my community, the Latino community, have reached out in droves over the last few months. And the sound of panic and fear in their voice about what happens to their families, about what happens to them. We have communities in the mountains who aren't even showing up for school or work because they are terrified of what a Trump administration will do. And I can tell you this, I'm walking away, so the Senate, this is one, I just want to make this one point. The Senate is not the most diverse body in all of state government. It has 3 Latinos. 3. 2 of those Latinos are going to be term limited in the next 2 years. If we as a party determine representation matters, right now we have an opportunity to live our values, pick someone with a dedicated and very clear legislative priority to take us to the next years that we need to as a state.
Thank you, Sean. Our next candidate is back-to-back, Stephen Woodrow.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Round of applause one more time for the HT6 leadership team. Good evening. I am State Representative Stephen Woodrow, currently of House District 2, formerly of House District 6, and a current candidate for SD31. But the actual number that I want to talk to you all about this evening is 5. What? 5. We have 5 weeks. 5 weeks from tonight to the vacancy. 5 weeks to show the rest of Denver the rest of Colorado and the rest of America how we celebrate democracy. How we actually do it here, how we do it right. We have a fierce, vocal debate and exchange in the marketplace of ideas. We have currently 8 and maybe more candidates coming into this race, and we are going to do it to make you proud. We are going to engage, we are going to debate, we are going to listen, we're going to bring out the best in one another. We have people who are experts in healthcare policy. We have members of the trans community. We have members of the disability advocacy community. We have all these different perspectives coming into, yes, it is a flawed process, okay? But we can make it the absolute best because we are the folks who make Denver run, okay? HD6, HD2, 5-8, and a little bit of 9. That's the heart. That's the heart. That's the heart of the Denver Democrats, okay? You're the ones who write the postcards and make the text messages and call the neighbors and cajole your friends, not only here, but in other districts. You're the ones who helped us flip the state Senate. You're the ones who secured supermajorities. And that's not lost on me. I just finished my 5th session down under the dome. We have been able to accomplish amazing things built on the work that you've all done. And so I think we owe it to all of you to spend the next 5 weeks showing everyone how we actually celebrate and champion our democratic values, how we actually listen to each other, not because we have to find agreement, but because we know how to disagree with one another. And we know that that's where the best policy comes from. So thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for your attention for the next 5 weeks. I hope we make you proud.
Thanks, Steve. Our next candidate is Matt Ball.
Hi, everybody. My name is Matt Ball. I work as the Director of Policy in the city. I'm the former HD6A co-captain. I believe I am the reigning bronze medal winner in the Ugly Sweater contest at this Christmas party. But most importantly, I'm a dad who lives in Capitol Hill who moved home to raise my 3 kids. I've had a lot of conversations with some of you individually. If I haven't spoken to you yet, I would love to talk to you about my priorities and what I'd like to work on at the state Senate. But I thought I would take this opportunity to talk to you about who I am and why I'm running in this vacancy committee election. First and foremost, I'm someone who runs towards the fight. I turned down a job in finance when I was 22 to join the Army. I deployed immediately to Afghanistan for a year. When I came back, I signed up for another challenge. I became a member of the most elite infantry unit in the Army and in Special Operations, the Army Rangers. And Army Rangers are asked to do the hardest missions in the most difficult places, and that's what I did. And I've got 2 Bronze Stars to show for it. But I've also got a disability rating from the VA to show for it for mental health, because the truth is that when I came back from deployments, like a lot of veterans do, I struggled with mental health, and it's something I do to this day. And so when I made the difficult decision to leave the Army, I dedicated myself to running towards the fight, but doing that for the community and for people who don't have a voice, because I have been the one who helps, and I've been the one who needed help. And at the end of the day, the common thread running through all of my work, whether it's my work to bring Afghan translators to this country and find safe haven, whether it's my work to fight on behalf of men who are sitting in prison convicted of crimes they didn't commit, whether it's my work at the city where I've taken on the hardest problem around high acuity mental health and substance use. The through line for me is that I run towards the fight, and I run towards the fight for people who don't have a voice. Right now, the fight is in the state Senate, and bigger than this room, bigger than this vacancy committee, bigger than all the rumors, is the fight that we will have as a state against the second Trump administration. I'm ready to run towards that fight. I think I have the track record to stand on that shows that I can fight that fight, and I would love your support for Senate District 31. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. 3 candidates down, 3 candidates to go. And the lucky winner, next candidate, is Monica Van Buskirk.
Hi, you guys. I'm not going to do another round of applause, but I agree. The holiday party is always the best. It's really fun to see a lot of familiar faces here. I know many of you from knocking on doors or when I was formerly the finance chair, and I know that you all are what drives our district forward. So thank you to all of you, in addition to leadership for this evening. All right, we can do another round of applause.
I'm stopping.
No, you're good. You're good. You got the hardest job in the house.
You're right.
So, hi, for those of you that don't know me, I am Monica Van Buskirk. For even those that do know me, you may not know, I was born in Belize to a nurse and a carpenter who served alongside immigrants who came and reaped harvest here in the United States. So like many of you, my story is rooted in service. And because of that experience, I have a very deep responsibility towards my community. And that responsibility is why I'm running. I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, I'm a longtime Denver resident, and I'm running for you. I have an affinity for finance and systems as opposed to public speaking. And that is why I got a master's in business. I have a career in healthcare. But healthcare isn't just a policy interest for me, it's personal. So last year I was talking to a mom who was telling me about a medical condition that her daughter had, and she was really struggling to speak about it. Not because of the medical diagnosis, but because she was terrified about how she was going to afford the medical care her daughter needed. This is happening here in our district. Our small businesses are struggling to be able to take care of their employees and offer competitive benefits, so they have to make these trade-offs. And those are the kinds of challenges that I have taken on throughout my career. The bills that I've written and passed in the legislature haven't just helped thousands of people get more affordable health care, but they've also brought hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue to our state. And we heard before how important that is. When legislators have needed to understand complex policy needs, they've called me and come to me and asked me not only for my expertise, but my approach, which is that I bring real data and real people. So I want to truly listen to all of you, real people, and ask you, I'm going to ask you, what do you need? Come tell me what you need from your senator, because I'm not afraid to work through the difficult issues for you, and you, and you, and you, so come join me.
All right. Thank you, Monica. Our next candidate is Chris Chiari.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone, hello, my name is Chris Chiari. I've served as a volunteer here in 6 in HD2, was chair of the House District, was the MC for the Colorado Democratic Party for 3 years. But that's my involvement as a volunteer. I'm standing in front of you as a multi-time, multi-state failed political candidate. 27 years old, I had melanoma. They cut a big mole off my back. And the urgency of being told don't make long-term plans motivated me after one particular door. I say when someone asks why I'm running, it's unfinished business. There was a door. It was the summer of 2005. It was in Florida. It was a woman named Rose Kaufman. She sat me down at her kitchen table. She opened up her checkbook, and she was struggling with prescription drugs. Not an issue that we're dealing with as dire today with the federal Part D, but at that time she was literally struggling to make ends meet. That kitchen table finance that is at the heart of every policy made at the state capitol. How will it affect families? How will it affect individuals? How will it affect businesses? And that involvement and that engagement informed and gave me the experience to stand, I hope now, in front of you as one of the options. Look, I love Sean, supported him in the HD6 race, and I think he's going to be an amazing rep in HD6. I like Steve. He's done amazing work in HD2. And one of the things that you, this body, and the vacancy committee members have the ability to do is to keep these two individuals doing the job and to make a selection amongst the rest of the candidates to join that team, to represent you under the Golden Dome. Issues that are important to me go back to my first doors. I knocked doors for environmental causes, reduce, reuse, recycle. Does anyone remember that? That was at your door environmental policy in 1993. In the last year, I served as the small business representative as we implemented the over 70% of the Denver voters who supported Waste No More. I sat on that committee. I am standing here as a small business owner, ready to take my experience balancing my budget to be the responsible steward for your budget, which is the budget of the state of Colorado. We need to keep greening our state as one example, but the federal dollars are going to dry up. So the creativity of how we finance, the motivation to keep our priorities at the top of the list, your list, is the responsibility of the representative of this district. So thank you very much for the time. I am hosting an open house holiday party at the Patterson Inn on December 17th. I hope you can join me, and I am welcoming the opportunity to sit down for coffee, breakfast, or a cocktail with everyone in the district, and I look forward to being an organizer. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chris. Our last candidate, last but not least, is Shanice Maloof.
Thank you. And thank you guys for being so welcome, because I know I'm new and I'm also going to be very nervous because public speaking makes me nervous. So, going to get that out of the way. My name is Shanice Maloof. I am a Colorado native and I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and I'm going to start by why I'm running, because you guys have had that important question to me over and over again. I'm a healthcare provider. I'm a prosthetist orthotist. I know that's a mouthful. So I replace limbs for kiddos. And when I was in my residency back about a decade ago, I started to see the cracks in our healthcare system. I saw my patients get denied time over time for their healthcare, and that meant their legs. And there's actually a study that just came out about 2 months ago. And an average leg is $12,500. So imagine a kiddo needing that every year, maybe multiple times a year. I saw their parents take out mortgage loans and drain their bank accounts, and I just couldn't do it anymore. It actually felt a lot like waking up on November 6th, and I know you guys know how that feels. So, back then and now, I'm standing up here with 2 choices, nervously. I can sit down and take it, or I can stand up and do something about it. So this is me standing here, just like I did when I left my practice in 2018. I went and fought for legislative change for my patients, not just here in Colorado, but in 6 other states, and they've passed in the last 2 years. Whoa. And the reason why is because, I hate to admit, my siblings taught me something, but they taught me that we have to come together. So many of you guys have told me that in this day and age, you're sick of the polarization, and I am too. I really am. So I'm up here showing you my heart, shaking. I will get better at this, I promise. Because I don't necessarily want to be a politician, but I feel like I have to be, because I want to see people that know healthcare inside and out, that have seen change and done change before even stepping into office, and that's me. There's hundreds of thousands of people's lives that I've been able to change with the help of an amazing coalition, because I care. And so, if you guys hear anything of that today, I care. I want to learn about what you care about. Let's get coffee. I just got a great Starbucks gift card, and I will be looking forward to hearing from all of you. Outside of healthcare, I do think it's important to note, since I have extra time, I am the chief of staff at Aurora campus. And that place is a very important part of my life. And my grandmother, she graduated there, my mom. I know a lot of you all have gone there, and I'm saying all this because higher education, to Sean's point, to lots of others' points, Tabor is cutting our budgets in the most critical services. Higher education is 49th in the nation for funding. K through 12 is 48th. Teacher pay is 50th in the nation. Guys, we have to fix that. So thank you so much for listening. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Shanice. Everybody, please give one more round of applause to all of our candidates. All right. And to keep things exciting, Mark has another round of door prizes.
So can we have a round of applause for our timekeeper? You are hired whenever we need one.